Hansome.
Thank you. Oh, thank you for that applause. Oh my God, I love that sound of applause. Makes me feel all dark and lovely. Oh, can we have another hand for our producer here tonight? Oh my God, everybody was talking about walls, the Wailing Wall. You were mentioning the Wailing Wall, and I visited the Wailing Wall when I was doing my tour of the Divorced and Bitter tour. Yeah, and I went to Tel Aviv and I went by the Wailing Wall, but I called it the Get Down Wall, yeah. And it was really funny because when I was in Tel Aviv, I had never had so much hummus in my life. It was for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. Oh my God, I noticed that they were building everywhere, and instead of cement, they used hummus. Unbelievable. I'm in the shower. I said to my hostess, Alana, you have conditioning? She goes, use the hummus. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here. Where are my native New Yorkers? Applaud if you're a native New Yorker. I love native New Yorkers. Native New Yorkers are the only people who speak French and Yiddish in the same sentence. Yeah. No, it's true. I went up to the Upper West Side to visit my girlfriend Zipporah Lipschitz. You know her? Yeah. I pressed the buzzer. I go, it's Rhonda Hansome. She goes, oh, the Schwarzer, entrez-vous. Yeah. Oh my God. She says she lives on the Upper West Side. That bitch lives in Harlem. She's really funny. Last month I started a new diet, the Afikoman diet, and I'm doing very well on that. It's going well. A lot of people don't know that I'm celebrating my 10th anniversary. Yes, my husband and I are celebrating our 10th anniversary of our divorce, and it was amicable. We have joint custody of our animosity, and no, it's really interesting. You know, a lot of people say to me, you know, Rhonda, you know, how come you were married for so long, you know, decades? And I said, well, it took me 20 years to figure out that I married the only Jew with no connections in show business, and that's why I'm here tonight. No, and I hate it. I would just hate it. Everyone would go, are you really married to a Jewish guy? Are you really? Yeah. Well, you know, I fell in love with Jewish guys when I heard that Jewish men have a tremendous sense of humor. And you gotta have a good sense of humor to cut some of it off before you know how long it's gonna be. So things are going very well for me. I was a little scared tonight. I drove here and I got stopped by the police. And I was thinking, oh, I just only would die on stage tonight. Thank you. I made a left turn. All of a sudden, a cop car comes out of nowhere with the light going on. And of course, I pull over. And the cop goes to me, do you know why I pulled you over? I said, you got a quota? He says, you just made a left turn there. I said, officer, I had the signal. I had the left turn signal. And he goes, but you didn't yield to the pedestrians. I said, when I'm a pedestrian and the cars have a left turn signal, I don't cross. That's a trap. He goes, that's not a trap. We have zero tolerance. I said, what does that mean? He says, you can't turn if you are not using caution and there are pedestrians in the crosswalk. I said, I did use caution. I didn't hit a damn one of them. So my court date's next week. It's amazing. You just never know. You just never know what's going to be happening here. I'm glad you're laughing. Are you having a good time here tonight? Yes. Good. I'm glad. You know, when I told my mother I wanted to go into comedy, she said, Rhonda, you should go into comedy because you come from a long line of fools. It's true. My father was a regular prankster. On their first date, he told my mother this elaborate joke. It took her 9 months to get it. She's been hysterical ever since. My mother used to call my daddy her magic man. Because one night he just disappeared. Oh my gosh, it's really tough growing up a female. Now don't think I'm gonna get into male bashing. I don't believe in male bashing. I feel like hitting a man below the belt just diminishes his mental abilities. I don't believe in male bashing. I am a feminist. I am a feminist. Oh, 1.5 here. Yeah, I'm not a radical feminist. I'm not a radical feminist. You know the difference between feminist and a radical feminist. A feminist is not afraid to use the men's room. A radical feminist is not afraid to use the urinal. It's not easy growing up a female. Now, my mother really, she was a wonderful woman, absolutely wonderful woman. But she didn't really tell me about the birds and bees and growing up and my body. I remember, she didn't discuss anything with me. I remember as a child, I remember women marching through the streets yelling, "Burn your bra, burn your bra." I burned my bra. I was wearing it at the time. It was frightening, absolutely frightening. I remember watching ads. I don't know if anyone here remembers watching ads, tampon ads of women smiling while they were swimming and riding horses. You remember that they used to have ads like that? And I didn't know anything about that. And once I had the need for a product like that, I said, you know, those women look like they're having so much fun. I want to try a tampon. And I did. And then I went outside to just sit in the sun and bask in the glow of being a happy woman. And when I sat down, I was very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I did not know that you were supposed to remove the cardboard applicator. It's not easy. It's not easy being a woman. It really isn't. Did you have a good Mother's Day? Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, being a mother, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know if any of you had the kind of nurse that I had when I was in the hospital having my son. Her name is Nurse Braithwaite. Quiet down in here. Who's ringing that bell? I'm no chambermaid, you know. I'm a registered nurse. Bedpan. You want a bedpan? Catch it. Mind how you walk in there. The porter just scrubbed this floor and you're scuffing it up with your crutches. And you there, oh, crying in the corner, Patty, you think you don't only want to have plastic surgery? You look pretty as a picture by Picasso. You shouldn't have any more plastic surgery because every time you cross your legs, you smile whether you want to or not. And you with that big belly, oh, you're here for the classes in natural childbirth. Well, let me explain to you that natural childbirth is the same thing as trying to pass a bowling ball. Now, when you go into labor, you must breathe like so. I don't know what all that breathing is about because you're just making the same sound you did when the kid was on his way in. Now, when you can't breathe no more, you go, ah! And your husband said, we don't want any medication. Nothing like the support, huh? Nothing like the support. Well, you know, Scott was talking about politics. It has been a lot of stuff has been going on, hasn't it? Oh my gosh. But I have to tell you, I don't like what this election has taught me about myself. Yeah, I'm a hypocrite. Oh, yeah. I did not vote for Trump. I'll tell you, I didn't vote for Trump, but now I follow him on Twitter. Well, actually, it's more like scrolling and self-defense. The fuck did he say today? Yeah. But I'm a hypocrite because now I feel like George Bush was a statesman. Really. Someone mentioned Ben Carson. I'm a hypocrite because I had my eye on Ben during the primaries, and it came out that Ben actually lied in his book. I think the primaries was just a really big book tour for Ben Carson. Ben Carson had said that when he was a young boy, he had slapped his mother. Now, I knew that was a lie because any black boy who slaps his mother does not live to tell the tale. But I'm a hypocrite. Now I'm following him on Twitter. Oh, and today I tweeted to him, "Hey, bro. Sorry I called you Uncle Ben. You got an apartment for me?" You know he's head of housing. Oh, my goodness. But, you know, when Ben was very interesting to me, very fascinating during his run, because he had been confronted about his feelings on gun control and asked if he ever had an experience, and he said yes, that he had a gun pointed at him in a Popeyes organization, because that's what we call Popeyes in the hood, an organization. He said a robber came up to him, put a gun in his ribs, and asked him for his money. And Ben said, "I think you want to talk to the guy behind the counter." Made me think, maybe in slavery time, Ben was the one when Master came up and said, "Ben, what's this about slaves running away? I think you want to talk to Harriet Tubman." It's really hard. You know, I keep thinking back to the earlier times and the things that, you know, I was saying about, you know, people who were in the news politically, like Omarosa, the reality TV star. You know Omarosa, who's now in the White House. Yeah, you know, before she was in the White House, I would say, you knew she was in charge of African American outreach. Trump's African American outreach. So I said, having Omarosa in charge of African American outreach is like having Cruella de Vil on Dalmatian detail. Now I'm following her on Twitter. "Hey, sister, want to go get mani-pedis my treat?" Well, she blocked me. Yeah, but it really isn't easy. Getting older. Joan was talking about getting older. It's not easy. I'm at that point where I actually have to pay for sex. Well, that's what I call getting a full body massage. Yeah. It seems like now for me to get someone to touch me while I'm naked, I need a Groupon. I like the way you laughed at that. And I want you to follow me on Twitter, Rhonda Hansome. Thank you very much.